Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to Dr. Azhar and to my fellow friend. Today I'm going to talk about the impact of smartphone addiction with productivity, which is academic performance. First of all, I will introduce my friends. Amira Aisyah Humaira binti Zaini, Dini Maisara binti Muhammad Syahid, Nur Atira binti Aziz, and me Nur Aisyah Batrisha binti Nur. Objective of the study is to estimate the mean differences of the screen time students spend on social media daily between male and female. Secondly, to identify the relationship between time spent on social media on a smartphone in a day with a test statistics score for semester 1. The third one is to compare the mean of CGPA between three levels of smartphone addicted, which is low, moderate and high. Significance of the study is this study is important because it helps us understand how smartphone use affects students' academic performance and behavior. By comparing screen time between male and female, it shows if there are differences in how each gender uses smartphones, which can help create better awareness programs. It also looks at how time spent on social media affect test score, giving insight into how social media use impact academics. Lastly, by comparing CGPA across different levels of smartphone addiction, the study shows how smartphone habits influence academic success. This finding can help develop strategies to encourage balanced and healthy smartphone use among students. Our population is a student at University Pendidikan Sultan Idris that currently studying ranging from semester 2 to semester 8. Our sample is 35 randomly selected students. Independent variable is a gender, time spent on social media on smartphone in a day. Dependent variable is a CGPA for semester 1, test statistics score for semester 1. Our instrument is by using questionnaire research method, which is Google Form. We have 35 respondents, 12 male students and 23 female students. Question related to gender, time spent on social media in a day, CGPA and test statistics score.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. So the first method that we use for our study is estimation of mean for two populations, which are female students and male students. First of all, we must collect and tabulate data from our survey. We have total female N1 equals to 23 and total male N2 equals to 12. For the female, we have X1 that represents screen time students spend on social media in hours. We must also square the X1 and then we must total up the X1 and the X1 squared. This goes the same for the male. We have to find the mean, variance and the standard deviation. So for female, we have the mean, which is X1 bar and the formula, and then we just substitute the values into the formula. And for the variance, for female, we have X1 squared. And then you can use the formula and also substitute the value that we get from the table. And then variance will be 0.63. After that, we have standard deviation, just square the variance. This also goes the same for the male students. We have the mean, variance, and the standard deviations. In order to check whether our calculation is calculated correctly or not, we can use software from Google. After that, we just rewrite back all the information that we get from our calculation before, and then the confidence level is 1 minus alpha equals to 0.95. And then we can calculate the standard deviation of x1 bar minus x2 bar using the given formula. And degree of freedom, since our sample is small and independent, we must use that formula and then round it up, and then we get our degree of freedom equals to 24. So for the error in each deal, since alpha equals to 1 minus 0.95, we get alpha 0.05. Then we must divide it by 2. And then we have the t-value that we get from the table equals to 2.064. Finally, we can calculate the 95% confidence interval for mu1 minus mu2. Thus, with 95% confidence, we can state that the difference in mean screen time spent on social media daily between male and female students lies between negative 0.2279 hours to 0.8937 hours. So, that's all from me. Thank you.
The next method, we have correlation. This is the scatter plot graph. Make it using Excel, and like we can see at here, the trend line is negative. This is the graph of time spent on social media on smartphone in a day versus the statistics score for semester 1. So let's find the correlation coefficient. So for the first step, we have to make a table. And for step 2, we have to find the value of xy, x squared and y squared, and place this value in the corresponding column of the table. The table will look like this. Step 3, we have to substitute in the formula and solve for r. The answer is negative 0.1839861245. I also do it by using data analysis in Excel, and I've got the same answer, which is negative 0.183986 seats 1 to 5. So, the correlation coefficient suggests a weak negative relationship between time spent on social media on a smartphone in a day with test statistics score for semester 1. I will talk about the t-test method, which is to test the significance of the correlation coefficient. So we have 5 steps. For the first step, we have to state the hypothesis, which is for the null hypothesis, we have rho equal to 0. And for the alternative hypothesis, we have rho is not equal to 0. Step 2, we have to find the critical value, which, since the significant level is equal to 0.05 and there are 33 degrees of freedom. So the critical value obtained from t distribution table are 0.683 by taking the nearest degree of freedom, which is 30. For step 3, we have to compute the test value. So the formula is t equal to r square of n minus 2 over 1 minus r square. So the answer is negative 1.0754. So for step 4, have to make the decision. We reject the null hypothesis since the test value falls in the critical region, which is the test value negative 1.0754 is less than critical value t equal to negative 0.683. To summarize the result, there is a significant relationship between time spent on social media on the smartphone in a day with test statistics score for semester 1.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Aisha. Our third objective is to compare the mean of CGPA between three levels of smartphone addiction on social media, which is the level is low, moderate, and high. This is analysis of variance, which is ANOVA, by using one-way ANOVA. Step 1. State the null and alternative hypothesis. H null is mu1 equal to mu2 equals to mu3, which is the mean of CGPA between three levels of smartphone addiction is equal. H1 is not all three means are equal. Step 2. Select the distribution to use. Since we are comparing the means for three normally distribution population, we use the F distribution. We are using 95% of confidence level with a significant level of 5%. The area of rejection region is 0.05. Step 3. We need to determine the rejection and non-rejection. Because of one-way ANOVA test is always right tail, the area the right tail of the F distribution curve is 0.05, which is rejection region. Degree freedom of the numerator, we calculate by using formula k minus 1, since k is 3, so 3 minus 1 equal to 2. Degree of freedom for denominator formula is n minus k, n is 35 minus k is 3, so equal to 32. From degree of freedom that we have, we can look at the F distribution table, so the required value of F is 3.30. This is the table of each level. We need to calculate T and N for each level by total up the value. By total up the value, total of X is 132.03, while N is 35 sample. For total X squared, we get 499.0927.
Okay, next we go to the step 4, which is we have to calculate the value of the test statistic. So the first one, the value of SSB and the SSW are calculated using the formula, which is for the SSB, we have to t squared over n1 or t squared over n2 plus t squared over n3, and we have to minus the sum of x squared over n, and got the SSB value. Next, for the SSW, calculate with the formula the sum of x squared minus t squared over n1 plus t squared over n2 plus t squared over n3, and we got the both value. Next, for the value of SST is obtained by adding the value of SSB and the SSW. And then we got the answer for the SST is 1.0378. Next, for the variance between the sample, which is MSB, and the variance with the sample, MSW, are calculated by using the formula of MSB, which is SSB over K minus 1, and for the formula of MSW is SSW over N minus K. And we got the answer. So for the convenience, all the calculations are often recorded in a table called ANOVA table. So in the ANOVA table, we have to sub the information such as source of variation, degree of freedom, sum of square, which is SS, mean of square, MS, and the value of the test statistic. And we also can use the Microsoft Excel, which is we can get the exact value. And the last one is step 5. We have to make a decision. So by using the both, which is manual and Microsoft Excel, we can see the result of F is equal to 63.71255. It's more than its critical value of F is equal to 3.2945. 0.37. So it falls in the rejection region. Hence, we reject the null hypothesis and conclude that the means of the three populations are not equal. In other words, we can say that it is three different levels of smartphone addiction on social media seems to affect the student's CGPA.